Hi, I'm Larry Wilner from the Bizz Buzz channel, and we're really excited today to have John Frank from the Howard County Living Farm Heritage Museum here with us today, and I'm so glad I said that right, John?
Yes.
So I just want to let you know we're really excited about this, the concept in Howard County and what they're doing, and we're really happy to have John here. So John, why don't you start us off? Tell us a little bit, if you can, about the Farm Museum, and more importantly, how you came to be involved with the Farm Museum from the get-go.
Okay, thanks, Larry. And by the way, you did a fine job on that name. Not everybody does that, so you did real good. The purpose of the Farm Museum is based on two time components. The first time component is a walk-through time. So the museum actually focuses on historical aspects and the preservation of various techniques and artifacts and those types of things related historically to museums. From the 1600s right on up to the 1960s. So it goes with Native Americans in this region, the very earliest settlers that would have been in this region, which would have been subsistence farmers, just raised enough stuff to live off of, right into, in conjunction with the historic National Road, which runs right through the museum, which is Route 144, the nation's first.
Wow, Route 144.
Yes, the nation's first federally funded highway.
No kidding.
It's considered the road that built this nation because it opened up enterprise and transportation opportunities to start new towns and communities from Baltimore to Illinois.
Wow, and what's your role there? What's your role?
I'm the president of currently the president
You're the man.
of the Howard County Antique Farm Machinery Club, which is the nonprofit organization that develops and manages the Living Farm Heritage Museum.
I'm not going to try and say all those things.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of practice.
I just know I'm sitting with the president right now.
Yes, that's correct.
So give me a little bit of your history with the Farm Museum. How did you get started? How did you get connected?
Well, we started back
You personally.
Well, back in 1994, a group of like-minded folks in the western part of Howard County came together and said, you know, we really ought to have a farm museum. Our farmers are going away quick. The actual property is going away quick and under development circumstances, so we ought to capture this stuff while we still can. We met together, a couple of short meetings, developed an organization, quickly threw together a conceptual plan for the museum. And that plan consisted of those two time components, the walk-through time, and the second time component is actually the season changing for crops being planted, harvested, and that sort of thing around each year. So from that point on, it was just a matter from 1995 to 2005, we searched for property where we could do it and developed a museum. We looked at 13 different facilities and pieces of property, some state-owned, some county-owned, some privately owned. And farm museums are a lot like real estate in general. You know, it's location, location, location.
Sure.
So we looked at a site in West Friendship, Maryland that was owned by Howard County government. It's approximately 400 acres. It was slated to be a golf course, and it wasn't available along about 1998. We came back in 2005. The golf course still hadn't been developed. It was kind of set off to the side for a lot of variety of reasons, the economy and other things. And we approached the county a second time, was able to enter into a long-term lease agreement on the property, which we still are a part of. And the rest, as they say, is kind of like history. We started developing the place immediately in July of 2005, held our first festival there in September of that same year, and the place continues to have festivals throughout the year.
Right, so what are the major events that you would see at the museum?
Well, we have Summerfest, we have Fall Festival, we have our wintertime train garden. We have a number of other private events with high school graduation, reunions. We've had 3 or 4 weddings so far this summer at the museum. A lot of things like birthday parties, a lot of other events. We just hosted the Maryland State Soil Conservation pig roast just 2 days ago, this past week.
The pig roast, I wish I was there.
Yeah. Well,
is it still on? Any leftovers?
No, I'm afraid they picked them pretty clean.
They picked the pigs pretty clean.
Yeah,
I bet they do.
It was pretty clean when they got done, but I think everybody really enjoyed it. So it's become a venue where it's an opportunity to host a lot of community-related things. We reach out. We've had the pleasure to host some folks of all places. We've had people come in from representatives from the ag community, in North Korea.
Wow. North Korea.
North Korea.
That's a topic worthy of
Yeah,
note
and this
these
was a
days.
couple years ago, so
Right.
it wasn't quite as
Hot
interesting
topic,
as
right.
it is right now. We also had a group come in from Australia. We partnered with Towson State University on that particular project and was able
Tremendous.
to.
So it's a
host
wide
them.
range of activities. It's
Wide
a
range
busy
of things.
place.
We have over 6.5 miles of nature trail there,
Wow.
so we're putting in approximately a 3-mile train ride.
Really?
Standard size gauge train. We'll be working in conjunction with the B&O Museum located in Main Street, Ellicott City.
That's terrific.
And people will be able to come and actually ride a train. Howard County has a rich history in trains, hence the B&O Museum.
Right.
But you can't ride a train any place in Howard County. You can go all over the rest of the country and ride trains that don't have half the history
Sure.
as we do. So we're going to rectify that problem as soon as we get
Well,
track in. We already have the locomotive, we have some of the cars, and we continue to work towards getting it up and running.
That's terrific. John, I've heard a little bit about the educational program that you guys provide, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, we do a lot of educational programs, Larry, as obviously you're already familiar with. We bring in school tours all throughout the school years. We also do summer school programs. We focus on different age groups and then work with the various teachers from the school programs, whether it's public schools or home schools. And we design actual educational programs at the museum to meet the curriculum that they may be dealing with at any given time. So we can do science-related stuff. There's 2 ponds at the facility. Middle Patuxent River runs through the facility, so we have all those natural attributes available to us. We're able to do historical related things because of obviously the
Sure.
museum itself, and then we can do a lot of other science stuff. So we do our environmental educational programs. We also do adult educational programs. We currently are offering beginner blacksmithing classes.
Okay.
We also do wool spinning as well as wool dyeing for people that may be interested in those types of activities.
Tremendous.
So-
Well, again, it goes with all the myriad of activities that seem to be happening.
Yes,
at the
it's
museum.
a very active place. Always something going on at the
Right.
Living Farm
Sounds
Heritage
terrific.
Museum.
Well, again, thank you for coming today. We really appreciate your time. And thank you for everybody tuning in to the Bizz Buzz channel to hear more about I'm not going to even say it, the Howard County Farm Living Heritage Museum.
Living Farm Heritage
Living
Museum.
Farm Heritage Museum. I got it close. So thanks again to John Frank for attending, and thanks for all of you for tuning in.